Hello again, and welcome to Vanilla Thunder Productions, and it is a hell of a wrestling weekend. It has been awesome so far, and we're not even to Sunday yet. Um, we have spent the last 2 days watching Honor take center stage, the Ring of Honor Atlanta invasion, and I get the feeling that WrestleMania is not going to be nearly as good as what we just saw yesterday and today.
I think that goes without saying at this point, especially the way we've approached the WrestleMania card in this last couple of weeks and going over the last minute setup for that event by that other promotion on Sunday.
Yes, there's another promotion in town, as
I think
says.
I think our $20 that we spent on 2 shows from Ring of Honor this weekend was well worth the $20 and then some.
A much better deal than the $55 we're spending on what will probably be a 4-hour card with I think we'll get maybe half an hour wrestling in there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a good half an hour. $2 per minute that we're looking at tomorrow. We're going to subject ourselves to that, but first we want to talk about the best wrestling of the weekend.
Yes,
the Ring of Honor Takes Center Stage 2-part show from Atlanta.
It started off last night with El Generico taking on Michael Elgin of the House of Truth, and the remainder of the stable was banned from ringside. This was a decent opener. It wasn't great. The finish in particular I thought was kind of
Well, let's explain the finish. There was a run-in by a masked gentleman.
House of Truth was banned, so a masked dude ran in and grabbed Generico's leg when he was going to go for the Yakuza, which allowed Elgin to hit a pretty sweet power move.
It was never really explained who the masked gentleman was, but essentially that wasn't really that important either. This was our first look at Elgin as well.
Yes, our first. Well, not. He's appeared on the Ring of Honor shows. It was on the TV shows. But it was my first look at him in a singles match.
It was our first look. Yeah,
in a singles match because he usually was teaming up with Christian Abel, who has mysteriously disappeared.
But yeah, no, this was an okay opener. Obviously building to something more, and it was a good win for Elgin, even though it was with assistance. I think it did help Elgin in the long run.
Kind of weird seeing Generico go down here, but I don't think it really hurt him that much, and it's because it was by interference, as you said.
Next match,
we had the Four Corner Survival, Homicide versus Tommaso Ciampa, the Embassy's Tommaso Ciampa, versus Cabana versus Caleb Conley, who I guess was trying to get into the Embassy or something.
Unsuccessfully wound up not making it into the Embassy. Had a little April Fool's joke played on him by Truth Martini. This was a decent match.
This was very good. This last night was the night of suicide dives, which made me very happy.
Yes.
And Homicide pulled off no less than 3 of them before nailing Caleb Conley with the cop killer and getting the victory.
Yes.
I suppose we should also talk about the fact that we did make picks for these. We both picked Generico to win the first match, so
we were wrong there.
We were wrong there. However, I successfully picked Homicide to win Four Corner Survival. You went with Cabana.
I did.
Which I think you knew better, but you did.
I did. Yeah. Kept it interesting. Wanted to go somewhere different for that one.
But Homicide gets the win, and that was good stuff. Perfectly acceptable.
Ciampa didn't really do a whole lot in that match. We should mention. He didn't do a whole lot in that match. And then Caleb Conley was kind of the story of the match. Would he get into the House of Truth or not? And it turns out he did not, as he wound up taking the pinfall, falling victim to Homicide at the end of this one.
We also, after that, we had Sarah Del Rey and Serena Deeb teaming up again against Hiroyo Matsumoto and Ayumi Kurihara recently of Shimmer, the Japanese Joshi wrestlers, making their debut in Ring of Honor.
Yep, that was a very decent, succinct match, and I think all 4 women benefited from the match greatly. And I thought it was a great way to debut the 2 Joshi wrestlers within the Ring of Honor premises.
I didn't think that they were going to go over. I thought Deeb and Del Rey were going to have this one again as they did at Final Battle. I was mistaken. You were not. The Joshi wrestlers went over, and we also had some setup for because Tomoko Nakagawa and Daisy Hayes, who are the current Shimmer Tag Team Champions, were on the outside of the ring looking on, and we had some good setup for the Shimmer Tag title match that took place this morning.
Yes.
So yeah, really good stuff, and again, good to see they're making the most out of Shimmer and bringing that to a bigger stage.
Exactly.
The Tag Team Challenge match, the Briscoes versus Cole and O'Reilly. Good God.
Yeah.
This was awesome. Really, really awesome.
We felt by weekend's end, jumping ahead a little bit here, that Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly stole the weekend despite losing 2 matches. And
as far as performance is concerned, yeah.
Wow, they were great. And the Briscoes certainly helped put them over in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
And they also tied in the feud between the Briscoes and ANX.
Yeah, had a wild brawl afterward, but really the story of this one was Cole and O'Reilly were, looked like they belonged at this level.
Ring of Honor very quickly, in two pay-per-view matches, very quickly elevated the Cole and O'Reilly to the status of the Ring of Honor tag team division, which is already very elevated to begin with. Talent. And they just immediately leapfrogged them, despite losing 2 matches, leapfrogged them into the title picture, especially as we'll get to with the tag title picture changing a little bit.
I did bet on Cole and O'Reilly in both the matches and then did not.
Fool's gold!
Anyway.
Fool's gold!
You took the Briscoe, rightly. So after that, we had intermission, and after intermission, we came back with the big 3 matches of last night. The first was the rematch from Final Battle with Roderick Strong taking on Davey Richards.
Phenomenal match. I honestly, I knew it was going to be good, obviously, but it exceeded my expectations for what I was expecting going into it. Wow, these 2 guys just really beat the crap out of each other and went a really long time. Told a great story in the ring, paced everything well. Lots of back and forth, tons of near falls towards the end, and excellent submission wrestling mixed in with some really quick, high impact wrestling. And Davey Richards wound up coming out on top.
Or as we thought he would overall, good stuff. I mean, it was excellent. Then we had the World Tag Team Championship match, which was of particular interest to us, given the fact that we've been covering the Shelton Benjamin dark match WWE thing lately. And as I said, if the World's Greatest Tag Team won the titles tonight, they would probably be sticking around. And it looks like they will be, because we've got new tag team champions, and it was awesome.
It was a great match. They took a page out of the Shawn Michaels school of match booking by basically building off the fact that the audience expected a lot out of this match, and they were hot from the start. So what did the wrestlers do? They completely kill the momentum and stall out the match to begin with some great mat wrestling, some basic but effective storytelling between the 2 teams, and all 4 men involved really came out of this one looking excellent.
And it's interesting, all 3 of the final matches last night kind of had that thing going for it, starting slow, building the anticipation, and then just going crazy.
Exploding towards the end of the match, and that's really what happened here.
And this also helped me in our little pick'em battle, because he picked the Kings to go over.
Again, wanted to keep it interesting. I did say on Twitter I thought the Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team would win, because I knew better, but I didn't know. I went ahead and took the Kings because I wanted to keep this entertaining.
Yeah, whatever. I don't believe it. Anyway, we had the World Championship match to close out the evening. Eddie Edwards defending against Christopher Daniels. Amazing match.
Oh, absolutely.
Really great match. Daniels certainly still has his couple of his recent matches that we mentioned have been good, but not great. This was great, and really, the way they did it was, after Edwards goes for the backpack chin breaker on the apron, doesn't get it, but Daniels hits a big move and takes over from there, and then you have the real story coming out of, can Edwards, it's his first title defense, can he, he was a really, no one thought he was going to be in this position. Everyone was gearing up for Daniels strong.
No one really expected the title change to occur when it did, and Edwards, compared to the other guys in Ring of Honor right now, Edwards' name was not the first you came up with when you thought potential challengers to Roderick Strong's title right off the bat. But yeah, the story of this match with Daniels pretty much dominating, coming in as the guy who had never lost to Eddie Edwards and earning that first title shot because of that fact, and then really dominating the opening part of the match, and then putting Edwards in the position of having to overcome not just the fact that Daniels was owning him in the match, but that Daniels had owned him, period. And
that Daniels was, one of the founding fathers of the company.
Yeah,
much more experienced.
Eventually, that's what happened. Is Edwards was able to overcome that and really fought off a horrific onslaught of offense by Daniels towards the end of the match as well, and was able to pick up the victory. And I think this did great amounts for both wrestlers in terms of overness. But it was the story after the match that was going to parlay itself into Saturday.
When Daniels first appeared in Ring of Honor, the big thing was he was the man who refused to follow the code of honor, never shook anyone's hand. That's been different since he got back, of course, but after this match, he refused to shake Eddie Edwards' hand. And this would lead into further storylines in Day 2, which kicked off. Also, Edwards had a really nice promo at the end of Night 1.
Yeah,
thanking everybody and just do stuff.
I think we should probably just cut this here and go to a second video for 2.
Okay, we can do
There's a lot to talk about. So, tune in for the second video. We'll talk about Day 2. Honor takes center stage. Ring of Honor.